Welcome back to ChannelTop Gaming. This is Aaron. We're going to do a little War of the Spark rank draft. Now, let's look here. To start with, Living Twister I have not used before, at least in a limited deck. I messed around with it a little bit when Elementals were a thing, and in 20 didn't quite have the oomph. It is also a gold card, double red. It's going to restrict us quite a bit if we do pick it off the bat, but it seems pretty powerful. If you get down enough lands, pull it late in the game, you can use it to finish off opponent. It has a nice amount of reach, plus a weird 2/5 body, allows for good blocking and even sometimes attacking. The Hand Devil, definitely more constructed card. You could try and build a deck around it, maybe even into Mardu, along with other sacrifice effects, but it's pretty tricky. Huatli is a trap. It's a trap! Definitely, I've seen Huatli decks, beat me up pretty quick, but for the most part, you can take them out easily. Trusted Pegasus is this set's little come along with me flyer, white, some sort of flyer that gives something else flying. And Spark Reaper is good value for black, but definitely is a full build for first pick, so let's go ahead and take that Living Twister. Alright, Obnixilis is a good card, but only in certain decks, and isn't supposed to be played as obvious as it seems. Blowing up your opponent's creature and having them draw 2 cards is usually going to put them farther ahead, even with the extra damage they're taking. Law Room Enforcer, if I'd known that we're going to be able to pick this second pick, we might have picked the Pegasus for first pick. It shuts down all sorts of creatures. Anything that isn't a token is usually so big that it is going to be mana cost 2 or greater, and it just locks it down for the entire game. New Horizons does play along with Living Twister, and green is very viable in War of the Spark. You can use it to color fix for all sorts of things. You can get really weird and just play multiple color decks. Tanya's Epiphany, excellent draw. You get to dig 4 and draw 2, but I think New Horizons just goes along a lot better, and boom, we are rewarded already with some more green payoff. Arlen, even though at uncommon, can at the end of a game win you a game. It does have additional wolf synergies. Dreadhorde Twins, not so much. Callous Dismissal is a good card, not really consideration here. Leaving behind a little 1/1 is quite nice. Contentious Plane, kind of the same, it's a nice card, but more in a spells deck. In creature deck, Spark Harvest would probably be the only thing giving us a run for our money here. Excellent, excellent removal. Thing is, I do like where we are already, so we're just going to go for our big green payoff. Yeah, not much else to consider. Spark Harvest, Spellgorger Weird would be good. It's better, again, in a spells deck where you're really trying to look for spell payoffs. We're just looking to probably go big. So, Arlen it is.
Beats in my heart.
Let's see. Rebel Built Riders is a card that I've tried to make work in the past, either through Splash or otherwise, and it just isn't powerful enough. It's way too contingent upon other things outside your control. Rising Populace is nice if they want to try and control your other creatures and destroy them. The Populace just gets bigger. Chain Whip Cyclops. We've seen this effect at certain times in Limited, and sometimes it's alright, but this time around in War of the Spark, 5 mana for a 4/4 that can get through some attackers sometimes isn't that great. Heartfire and Turret Ogre are considerations too. Turret Ogre is nice. It's probably a little better than it looks as opposed to some others because the reach is relevant. A lot of times in that deck you're going to have extra damage. Royal Grazer not so much, but really I think Heartfire has the reach that we want and sort of keeps us open with at least some sort of removal. Has a lot of nice reach you can finish games with. Probably the best card in the pack here is Wanderer's Strike. It's some of the only ultimate removal. It's not in our colors, but the cards in our colors here. Ceratok's alright. Just don't know if we're going to have that big of a trampling mass for us to attack in with. Since we can color fix quite a bit, and it's early enough, Gateway Plaza also consideration, but probably not in this pack, but just for extra color fixing. I think let's go ahead and go with Strike. Wonder Strike, if we end up closer towards white, or even if it's in on the splash, is just great removal. And in this pack, there's a few red cards that we wouldn't mind, but if we're going to go white way, then I want some smaller creatures and I want something for better payoff. And here we're kind of punished because there's the smaller creatures that we're talking about. Spinner is an excellent card. Blind Blast, Invader not so much, but Snare Spinner is great. But if we're already buying into white, then we'll probably pick up other small creatures as we go, and we don't want to pick up another, or leave another strike. Spinner, though, kind of does everything we want, but yeah, let's go ahead and grab that strike. Alright, so we keep getting past white. Storm the Citadel is awful, and you shouldn't play it. At sorcery speed, for that see common sort of effect, it's not worth it. Gideon Sacrifice has a combo that we're not even interested in. Battalion is a good card for 3 mana. It's not too hard to make it grow, but I think, since we're not even sure we want to go into white, let's just take payoffs that we might be interested in. Smaller creature, something that proliferates when it leaves. Assault Team's probably our best pick here. Blind Blast has its spot, but it's in the spells deck, and we're not really a spells deck. The Assault Team's not that great, but I'll take it. Light Shield can be good, especially since we're sort of nosing around white. Since it is a creature it can attack, it puts a counter out. It helps our proliferate matter. Sergeant's pretty ho-hum. Pouncing Leaks, we're not really that aggro-y. Small creature. Small creature that leaves behind another small creature. I think we're going to get better big beaters, so honestly, we're looking for some smaller early game stuff right now. No links, yeah. I'll take the initiative. Now, we wield Grazer. So, might not be too high on it, but it's in here for us now, and it's an early creature. Oh, alright. Well, Casualties of War is a great card. You do need at least some good fixing, if not already just being black-green as a base color pair. Does a lot of work. I mean, it hits a ton of stuff. Sometimes you can't even get the full Monty, but I don't think it's really in our wheelhouse. Ooh, alright, so Jaya's Greeting is probably the best uncommon rival Spark Harvest. Quick, efficient removal. It's very handy in this format. We're looking to be probably a little more aggro-y, though don't want to say we're an aggro deck. Even though the strike would be interesting, I think the Greeting, yeah, is just better for quick, efficient removal. And looks like it's probably the best card in this pack, too, for us. New Horizons could be a consideration. We are kind of a little all over the place between our colors right now. Pollen Bright Druid would be consideration 2, since we do like the Proliferate. We're trying to see if we can find a balance between counters, Proliferate. I still think, though, probably the safe pick is just Jaya's Greeting. It's just too good for us. If we're not going to get creatures down, then we're going to need to be able to deal with those creatures early. So, okay, well, another Living Twister passed our way. Fortunately, I'm just not sure how much we can commit to that. We really don't have a lot of other synergies going along with it right now. Pollen Bright Druid is a earlier creature that, again, we're trying to build some Proliferate synergies with. Even though we clearly would have a much better chance of getting a Twister out, I just don't think we're set up to take full advantage of a Twister. Whereas Arlen making wolves with counters on it. If we find any other wolves, they'll have counters on it. We have New Horizons. We're just trying to look for probably more counter and proliferate. Since we already have the one Twister, it's hard enough to cast. It seems a little odd, but it's probably our pick here. Yeah. Okay, well, there's a wolf. Some more riders that are pretty worthless. But this wolf, not only does it have a little extra upside if it comes down with a counter, because we have Arlen out, it's just good. It's hard to block. If we even get one counter on it, regardless of Arlen, then it just becomes that much better. It's almost always going to trade across, if not up. And a lot of times it's just going to straight up waltz past a ton of little tiny blockers. So it's probably our pick here. Guild Globe, though, is under a little consideration since we're still not sure what our fixing is, but I think we'll go with the solid wolf. Okay. Well, really only one card sticking out to me here. For our particular deck anyway. Pyro Helix, even though it's not phenomenal, you almost always want one. It's just really flexible, it's really handy. We do have a lot of direct damage already, but I think it kind of fills in that gap and gives us a little extra reach as well. Plus there's not much else we're giving up here. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Probably Ceratok here. I guess maybe. I don't have a whole lot of top end at the moment, and that is a pretty big beefy boy. Its enter the battlefield effect doesn't seem that relevant. Summit Sprint could make a lot of these little tiny creatures better at blocking, almost like a battle trick of its own. Plus, we could slam it on, Wolf We Make or anything else, so I'm going to take that. Ceratoks tend to crop up late anyway. Almost nothing for us here. We're not playing that. Not really playing that. I guess between both, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, just whatever, stick that in the sideboard. Alright, Defiant Strike's good. Well, speaking of top end though, Grizzly is pretty good card draw, though it does tend to skip your removal. Crocodile, it doesn't line up well block-wise. For 5 mana, it's going to get taken out a lot more than you want it to, but if we get just one counter on it, then it becomes a nightmare to deal with. You're usually having to block with 2 creatures, and it does fill out our top end nicely. Wouldn't not play a Grizzly, but for the moment, I just go for the big beefy boy. Some other cards that aren't going to fit in. Sure, Immersion Zone, whatever. A lot of these aren't making it. Okay, it's a good late stinger. Not much here. This card store doesn't matter. I guess the best card's Stealth Mission. Alright, another Grazer. Probably don't play both, but that's fine. Okay, well, we definitely have some real choices here. Vivian's Arcbow is really good card advantage. Triumph is excellent removal, but we kind of have removal covered. Even Jaya herself kind of works with our deck. We have a good amount of red damage sources, and if we get a couple proliferates off, then she is repeatable damage just on her own. It makes Pyro Helixes do 2 each, 5 and 4 for our other spells. Even makes Living Twister do 3 damage since it is a red source. It's also just easily sort of dealt with. It's nice to have, but I don't think we're missing it as much as, say, even the removal, but really the Arcbow. I think the Arcbow is pretty powerful. You get to change, turn late lands into creatures at instant speed. So we're going to go with power at that point. Well, Burning Prophet is a small creature, and it's kind of what we want. We aren't in a spells deck, but you don't need too many spells, just 1 or 2, and the Scry kind of pays for itself card-wise. Nurturer, though, would help us fix our mana. What are we really playing on white? At best we're playing 1 Grazer. Let's just take out... What's the base things? Really the 2 strikes. Let's go to these for the moment. And at best, maybe the Light Shield, since we do like the counters. We're trying to get that proliferate going. So Prophet fits in pretty early. We have some good spells. The Scry would be nice. But if we're really leaning on these Wanderer Strikes to help carry us through, I think we just want to fix. So I'm sure it is. Ooh, there's another wolf, but there is a troll. Troll's big. Troll's nasty, and the troll makes it really hard for them to block everything else. We would even take this Bloomholt too, along with the wolf. Or even the Horizons. Pretty much all 3 of those. But I think just big beady boy probably is going to be our first and foremost, and we hope to wheel any of these 3. So, troll me up. Alright. Okay, well I see a counter enabler, which would help. My Recurgent Crisis is great. It's proliferate and counters all in one. Can pump up any of these bigger guys. Arlen if she's out. I don't know if we're going to play Light Shield, but that'd be another counter out for proliferate. More proliferate, yeah. Feels good. Crouch would be interesting, but let's go with our enablers. Okay. Well, there's a small creature that's going to get bigger and put counters on itself, and now we've kind of settled into a bit of a big beatdown deck. Say that 3 times fast. So even though Helix, we're kind of loaded on spells enough. Let's go ahead and get our small creature going. Yeah, well, there's more big beef, but there's also a nice fixer. And that would probably make me feel good enough about between our horizons and everything else that we can splash this white, so that kind of solidifies the sparse fixing that we do have. Not much in this pack. Just take a turret over. Populous would be nice if we end up splashing a white card. Between that and Lightbringer, it's kind of, or Light Shield, it's kind of one or the other. If we want those counters, it does make its own. And we don't have a ton of 2-drops, but that 2-drop's pretty sad. And if we do go the spells route, or just the speedy route, then I think the sprint will come in handier. Promotion gets overlooked too much. I don't think we'll be able to splash it for white, but being able to trade across with first strike after putting counter on and getting life is pretty good. I think though we just try and enable our Twister, get that Mrs. Triumph going. Not really to play this Blind Blast, probably. We have enough direct damage, even though it draws, we're not really spells deck. I guess if we go wide enough, then we'll maybe play those Light Shields. Not really playing any of these, maybe an extra Crocodile. And nothing, and Crocodiles for days! Alright, so let's go and pare down a couple of these Crocs. I mean, we may play 2, we're definitely not playing 3. Got some decent beef on 4-drops, enables the over. Pop you out for the moment. Actually, go right there. What's that look like? 11 creatures. Even with the Planeswalker, kind of need some more. Maybe we don't play these sprints. Maybe... I feel like we need a creature and it needs to have some counters around to make these proliferate cards better. So let's try out the Light Shield and see how we feel about that. Let's get our mana worked out, and the all-important card back. Yeah, thanks, flip with it. Let's just go basic. And we're all over the place in this one, but we did start with our Living Twister, so I guess, you could say we got it twisted. Let's go see how it runs. I'm interested. Not a lot of bombs. I mean, Arlen, like I said, she can win. It's almost better, though, if you're in black-green, you can recur things out of the graveyard. But she can do work. I'm not sure if Living Twister, well, there's Living Twister right there, is going to live up to what we need it to, but we'll find out pretty quick. This is definitely keepable. War of the Spark is a pretty slow format, too. Not that to say that you couldn't get some aggro decks, but with so many Planeswalkers, so many big swinging bombs, you often can go the first couple turns of a game with nobody playing anything. Let's go ahead and get our Living Twister down and see how I can read the text on that. Oh, yes, what is this? We got a little ammo in our hand already. Probably gonna throw down the assault team next. It's already got Tron. Need their mana nice and pretty. Okay, well maybe this nurture. So if we swing in, we'd have to double block, but then we're just trading a wolf for a twister. I could swing with the assault team and force them to trade, but I kind of want to just get our mana base online. Have Wanderer's Strike be an option. And if we had to take a hit, you know, we already gained a little bit of life. Great. Well, the Sage is pretty powerful. It can get proliferate real quick. Out of control. So let's see, what do we want to do? I think we can offer up the trade with the assault team. Yeah, maybe we swing with everything actually right now. We're okay if they want to trade off, you know, the Sage for our Twister. Oh, alright. Or they can just take it all in the face. And that's 8 points, which sort of flipped the aggro switch on real quick. Ooh. Alright, so the Master Plan's very nice. And we sort of made it, if opponent wants to attack back, it's going to be harder for him. Of course, Takin does change the math on that. There's Evolution Sage getting busy. But taking that 8 points to begin with sort of put him in a position for us to be even more aggressive if we can figure out a line. The dragon does do damage, 1 point for each attacker as long as Sarkin is out. So we could use the Heartfire, sacrifice the team, but I kind of want to keep the Heartfire up for reach. It gives them a virtual 8 points of life. But I kind of also want the counter down. Let's just swing in. Give up the assault team. Get that extra point on, and now that the counter's on, we can take full advantage of our Courage and Crisis. Double up both of them, and that makes us it's harder, it's easier for us to attack in, and it's harder for them to kill us and double block or just take advantage of that ping damage from the dragon. And ended up making a pretty efficient play too, to go ahead and get down the Stinger. So now opponent can swing in for some pretty big damage just through the air. I think they can also make another dragon if they wanted to, but we're on a pretty short clock if we don't have an answer to Sarkin. Depending on how they... Okay, it's no blocker.
Look to the skies.
Okay, both of them come in. So we still have to deal with the ping damage. Like, the dragon doesn't have to be untapped or anything for Sarkin to have the dragon do damage to us as we attack, but it does allow us some pretty good attacks that are going to be really hard for them to trade since we buffed up our big butts. Now we got a little Jai's Greeting, or we could Wanderer's Strike. If we strike though, we have to tap down the Nurture, so we could greet one of the 3 2s. I guess probably the Sage is too good. Sure, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but all we need is 6 points of damage to get through. Depending on how they want to do it, we can always use the Heartfire at instant speed. If we want to sacrifice probably like the Stinger to do extra damage to the face immediately. Like if they don't block either the Twister or the Nurture. But if they just let one of them through with the Stinger, then Heartfire plus Twister gets us the rest of the way there. Alright. So we take our ping damage. And now, if they want to, they have to chump. They could trade with Stinger, but if not, they're chumping either of the other two. And then their swing back would be lethal. So depending if we can't... Okay, so... 6 points. There we go. Alright, 6 points gets through. And for the swing back to not be lethal... 4, 4, 8, 10... Yeah, we just need to kill one of the remaining creatures with the Living Twister's ability. So if we pick up a land, pick up a mountain, we can fling it at probably just the wolf. It's harder to block. We don't care as much about the activated ability on the grizzly. So pick up a mountain, fling it with Living Twister, the wolf's face. I love the flavor on this. It's a lot of fun. And now, even if they swing out completely, they're short, and we got them on the backswing. And actually, we have them on the backswing anyway, they just don't know it. Because we can Heartfire and pick up another land and fling it in the face for 6 points overall. They would need, like that white battle trick we were looking at for 2 extra life, or... Okay, it doesn't matter. Or... Okay, since 1 dragon. I can't think of any other ways to gain life off the top of my head, so they pretty much have to have that trick in their hand right now. So let's pick up a land. And we can fling... actually... Well, alright, well... Either this works or it doesn't, so... Hopefully this works. Fling it in their face. Picked up our only forest. Little mini punt there. And if we can also Heartfire for that reach... Didn't seem like they had a instant. We can steal this game... Steal this game? I can have steal game? Alright, woo! Alright, we got there. So yeah, Living Twister is weird. That's a weird card. It really messes with the battle math, but the reach is there for sure. Between that and Heartfire, it's pretty decent. I'll say let's go ahead and simplify life now that we've seen Twister in play, even though it's not that exciting, because we also do have Vivian's Arcbow. Both those things don't mind less land in the deck and more in your hand. And we just make it less likely we strand a white card in our hand, since we're just really splashing for those two exile cards. 2 removals. Alright. Alright, so far so weird. Sure. Yeah, we got a new horizon. That's like a whole other colors of land. Oh, good. More forests. No, it was pretty slow hand. Looks like opponents, yeah, on the red-blue spells deck, and they got a pretty good start. I don't care so much about the 1/1 first strike, but profit. Turn 2, always good to see. Let's go and grab a couple forests. Right. Yeah. That's right. Let's grab a couple forests and throw one of them directly into the graveyard. Right in the garbage. Alright. Opponent's coming out. Oh, okay. Wants to do damage. Alright, so they get a little scry, and they get to push through a bunch of damage on turn 3. So, not bad. We're going to need something to deal with that. Okay. Well... We can ramp, or we can hold up Helix. I guess let's hold up Helix. We can always just shoot the 1/1 and maybe put one on their face. Though, I also don't want them to save it and have this be a total blowout, so let's just put both points on their face. Yeah, in case they have save it sprint, or I don't know. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, crouch. Man, they got the aggros. Aggro beatdown's coming for real. Well, next turn we put down the troll, so let's see if this wolf survives a round. I don't know if we trade. If they attack, yeah, we'd probably have to if they swing out. Trade with the crunch and hope they don't have a trick. That's too much damage, too fast for us. So, Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. They might have a trick, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Kind of are half a step behind on this game. Maybe down to 9. Okay. That's where blue payoff in the weird. Well, we can throw down the Wrangler and then pump it up with Horizons, plus then it'll get pumped up by the Troll. And if we even want to, we could probably attack with it. Though I don't know if we do, because we might have to trade it off for something here. So I don't think we allow... Okay, alright, phone passes. Alright, so we have a strike, but I think let's just get the blocker down. Big fat blocker pumps up our other creature. And... you know, if they want to trade, then go ahead and let them trade. Seems a little reckless. Alright, but 4 in the face, nothing to sneeze at if they want to attack with everything. I guess the Rager is kind of a consideration. Maybe we should have kept that back. Because the Rager can pump up. Oh yeah, good game. Alright. Yeah, good game. Thank you for conceding early. Oh, okay. Nothing like a 6-point act of treachery. Alright, so they're trying to grab the troll and finish us off with their own troll. Joke's on them, though. We are going to blow off... let's go take out the weird now. Because the Rager is a bigger threat, but we do still have that Wanderer Strike. And poor troll didn't even get to do anything, but we do get to fizzle their treachery and take out another attacker. Plus it would have gotten pumped up, so all things considered, not too bad. But we got the 3. Okay. Let's eat that Rager. Also won't be able to put a little extra point of range on since we're exiling it. And yep, throw down our arc bow. And hold the line! Hold that line. Okay. Gonna presumably drew nothing, and now we get to start turning lands into creatures. Question is, if we wanted to wait and do it, say like while they're attacking or something, that's great as long as it's a creature that works out in that way. But also, we get to see maybe it'll grow the crunch. Nothing like getting your crunch wrangled. Alright, we got 7. That produces 2. So, let's go ahead and just do it now. Main phase it. See what creature we're gonna get. And, oh man, the Twister would be good, but the Nurturer's Life puts us out of range of just a burn spell, direct damage burn spell. So let's grab that Life. And now they gotta start chumping and trading, especially since the Wrangler's got trample. It's not very advantageous for them, and we've pulled this closer to even. I don't know if we're quite even. Depends on if they draw anything decent here. We still get to... Okay, alright. Okay. So this grows the Wrangler and does 2 on their face. Takes me to 9. And then the Wrangler gets to swing in as a 6/5 trample. Alright, cool. Alright, we turned this around quite nicely. Yeah. Oh yeah. Alright. Alright. Pretty decent. Okay, so it's gonna grow the zombie army. And they pass. Alright, let's just activate our arc bow, see what we pick up. I think we might have... You zip through so many cards, especially in the limited, that... Nope, we don't have the Living Twister back yet, but I bet next activation. The Grazer's worthless, so Palmite Bright Druid. I think we put a counter on the ogre, because then it doesn't matter, he can't just chop it, like anything is a trade. So now he has to trade, well, his two biggest creatures if he wants to take out our two biggest creatures. And since we have the arc bow, and we still have two creatures out, I think that was the right attack. Alright, so practically cleared his board. Prophet's been doing work since turn 2, just scrying away. Alright, well, opponent's got another man's cord. Not quite as big a problem as it was a second ago, but that's gonna be annoying. Alright. Pull our own big butt creature. Actually, I guess it's a small butt. It's a top-heavy crocodile. It's a little hex-proof. Alright, so if we swing with everything, then we're dead? We could chomp. Let's just, yeah, let's put poker toe in there. So he can either chomp or trade, but he does have to block one way or the other. So I wouldn't blame him too much for chumping, but might just want to trade again and keep up his smaller end. Okay. Okay. I will absolutely go ahead and trade across. We're keeping this real tense, but we do get extra card advantage for any not useful cards that we have we can turn into lands. At this point, alright, there's the land. At this point, I think Living Twister can just... Not quite, well, 2, 3. I don't think we'll be able to win outright, but we'll be able to win next turn. So, make him kill off one of his creatures. And, yep. Probably stick, counter, nurture, could attack with impunity, but spread it out a little bit. It's not like we're not on the edge of doom. And then we can use the extra mana from the nurture to look one deeper. Yep, there we go. So 8. And pretty positive we're gonna pull up our Living Twister. Yep, there she is. And that should be the ball game. So go ahead and fling it at your face. And that seems to go through pretty nicely, so fling it at your face again, and good to go. Good game. Alright, not too shabby, not too shabby. On to the next one. Alright, pretty good, pretty good. Let's go ahead and get in the next one. Gotta say, sort of weird aggro style with the extra reach that we're getting from Living Twister and Heartfire. Even though there's only one copy each in the deck, seems to be working pretty good. Especially since Heartfire keeps leaping into our hand. Pretty decent. Got a little early interaction. Hopefully we get a creature down to be able to take full advantage of New Horizons. New Horizon. Zup. Okay. Red white. Ostensibly could be aggro. I think we go ahead and ramp. That means next turn we can throw the troll down. And just have a big old troll. It does open it up to a Wanderer's Strike if it happens to go that way. But if not, we'll get at least one good swing in, and if we're lucky, just keep pounding away with the troll early on. Turn 4/6/5 tends to do some work. We do want to kill Krenko ASAP. They have a trick or some way even to buff them up and sprinkle a bunch of little tiny goblin blockers out. That would kind of suck. But if we shoot him with Jai's Greeting now, that's literally the only thing we can do. In hindsight, maybe we would have kept up the Greeting, but I don't think we would have replayed it without perfect knowledge, so just summon a troll. And then next turn, we're going to have all the manas. Access to 6, we could throw down the Assault Team or the Nurture and still hold up Jai's Greeting and Heartfire. If they attack in, I think we block anyway. Just don't let them get away with the freebie. Okay. Alright. That seems safe enough. I think we just blow Krenko's head off and swing in with the Assault Team and the Troll. Yeah. And then if he wants to do something tricky like double block, we can absolutely blow Krenko's head off. Oh, okay. Takes the full 10. Fair enough. That is an option. Bad news though. Still gonna blow off Krenko's head. Bad news for you. Great news for us. And that's already a pretty commanding lead. I can only block either of them with one creature. Car. Alright, gets frisky. We still get to attack with the troll. Yeah, attack with the troll. Doesn't matter. You can either chump with either one. I guess we can... Yeah, actually, let's screw that up a little. Kind of give away the Assault Team for no reason. A little extra aggro. That's fine though. Alright, so turret over down goes to 8. And is it a virtual 4 since we have Heartfire? Okay, more turret ogres. He can swing if he wants, but I think we just... Alright, that's a lot of blockers. Alright, so we go to 6. And then if we swing out, he has to block both or die. But if he does block both, then we can't finish him with the Heartfire. I think we take it, see what we draw. We do also have the Nurture. That's no good. For Courage, we get to keep both, but it still doesn't help us because we'll die on the Crackback. So I think Nurture gets our life up. And then we send just the Ogre. So he can chump, and we still have a chump and a kill if he wants to swing back hard next turn, and another... The combat math works out in our favor. Either he chumps or trades, or he takes it, and if he takes it, that is game. No, he took it. Alright, that makes combat math way easier. Man, the extra reach on Heartfire really is helping us finish off. No one's really expecting that extra 4 points of direct damage, especially with only 2 mana open. So, alright. Working our our big beefy aggro with our Naya. You know, technically Naya, Living Twister deck. Gotta say, it's a first for War of the Spark for me. Usually it's big, long battles back and forth with like Bolas's Citadel and Recursion and extra Planeswalker bombs, and better have some ways to deal with Planeswalkers. We really don't have much in the way of Planeswalker removal. I think, what, Heartfire and Helix? Here's Heartfire again. The only direct damage we have that hits Planeswalkers too? Other than that, we're just trying to beat down. Yeah, let's go ahead and thin. Grab a couple forests. Oh god damn it. And remember that we shouldn't do that on turn 2 unless we just want to throw our forests in the trash. That's fine. We still have plenty of land. It's a little wasteful. Yeah. Well, if that Prowler represents their land 4, then this is going to be a real pain in the ass for them. Yeah, we'll keep. We have 5 mana. Plus a little ramp. If they have a... well, okay, fine. If they have a 4th mana, then whatever. Yeah, they only use 3 anyway, so maybe we shut them off. Alright, so... get down a ramp. Next turn we have 6 available, so we can assault team. Heartfire, that's fine. Well, could New Horizons. We could Wolf New Horizons. That feels good. Currently unblockable by anything on his side. If he does get blasted in the face, it'll suck, but can't really do anything about that. If he doesn't have anything to blast in the face, then we're going to get some free hits in. Pretty easy with the money. Okay. I might have thought about putting that on the spinner to spread out those counters, but what do I know? Alright, well, we have all the mana in the world, so that's nice. Guess we can swing in. We want to get aggressive. We can assault team, wolf. I guess we could trade the spinner. And then put the counter. I'd like to put the counter on the crocodile, but I don't want to just put down the crocodile. I want to force him to either give up blocker or take a whole bunch more extra. Actually, probably should have attacked with the Nurturer too. Because, yeah, if he's going to go ahead and block, we could have got 2 damage in. Little mini punt. You know, if he's going to kill the wolf, then he's going to kill the wolf. So let's just keep putting the pedal to the metal. Because we have proliferate effects in here too, and if we get one more on top, then he's really got a problem. As it stands now, he needs to hold back. Oh, alright. If the Iron Bully wants to keep swinging in, then math-wise, we should win this race. Especially with the Heartfire in hand. What you got? Got a little, okay, got yourself a little crocodile. That's alright, I got crocodiles too. Unfortunately, we cannot kill that crocodile. Let's see what our card is. Still have plenty of mana. Okay, Curtain Crisis. We could stick it on the Nurture and then swing, but it still trades the same as it would with the Wolf anyway, so let's stick down the Crocodile. Let's see, maybe if he wants to block first, I think we trade the Wolf for the Crocodile, and then have our own Crocodile. Because again, that Heartfire is giving us extra reach, and then we have Courage and Crisis, which is Okay, alright, so he takes it. Emil frees his life, gets us the crocodile down free and clear, and now we can trade crocodiles. And again, we're actually winning this race. He's at a virtual 7. Alright, well if we give him Nitro, now he's just dead unless he's got a blocker. Which I gotta imagine. Okay, so there's a blocker. Playing this combat math pretty close here. Maybe we should have held on to that land in case we pull Living Twister. Doesn't matter. So it's Crisis the Croc. Pump them both up. See, unfortunately, it still makes it so either of them die to the blocker, the Lazatep. So if he lets us go through, then we win. I imagine he'll block though. Okay. And now we... crap. I don't know. Playing the aggressive line has left us a real thin margin. We're pretty much going to have to trade the wolf for the croc. And then top deck. Yeah. Oh, gets an aggressive spark harvest. All right, yeah, a little heartfire in response. The old 3 for 2. But we are dead. Yep. All right. So, I feel maybe a couple turns back, getting aggressive with. Even with the assault team against the spinner might have been a little too much. We'd sat back and gotten our trades in where we wanted them instead. I don't know if it made too much difference. I feel like we kind of traded back and forth pretty evenly there. Yeah. Yeah, it was a close one. It was a good combat math heavy intensive game. Alright, well, we have all mana. All the colors. Little early removal, little mid ramp, little big ass troll in your face. Yep, so far so good. If opponent puts down a red, then I think it's 3. Oh, never mind. Cynic. Now if opponent puts down an Oko. Oh wait, alright, no Oko. Just a Skydiver, which can die immediately, that's fine. Uses our mana, and those things are not fun. Pretty much save ourselves the damage off the top. Okay, I'll take a Wrangler. Wrangler can take a Horizons. Maybe we draw something with play, or not. We can still take our Horizons. Maybe we can make him think that we have something. So he's put it on the forest, but go ahead and put it on the mountain. Doesn't really matter. Whatever land you have most of is usually the right answer. And yeah, I don't really want to trade it. Okay, home farm. Okay, so 2, 4, 5, we can slam a croc, we can slam a troll. Troll pumps Wrangler and makes it harder to block, so yeah, let's troll, swing, smash, be all the hope it can be. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good setup. Alright, Boom Hulk. Gonna trigger the Wrangler and then proliferate on both. Doesn't suck. Oh, okay. Keeps back the Iron Bully. Guess in case... I'm not sure what in case. Maybe for the Wrangler? Alright, let's see how they feel about this. can only block with one. Oh, they feel like they want to take it in the face. Okay. Alright, well, just keep on smashing big creatures. See, now we have a Urgent Crisis. We can stick on this Crocodile, pump the Wrangler even more. Okay, well, another blue Hulk. So now the Wrangler is a problem. But it's still, all of these can only be blocked by one of the creatures, so they either have to give up one of their 4/4s or trade the Wrangler. Either way, though, I think it's a good move. Go ahead and tat up the Croc. And we'll follow up the Wolf. And I don't think we go all three. I don't want to trade the Troll. But I think we go ahead and give him the choice between the Wrangler and the Croc. Because it doesn't matter too much which one he trades with. If he doesn't either just chump off one of the other blockers, he's taking a bunch of damage, or he does have to chump off, which we're happy with too. Okay. Alright, fair trade. Got the opponent down real low. Pretty much Heartfire low. Deck. Epiphany. It's not really going to do it. We can strike. Oh, probably the Brute. Swing with both Troll, Troll and Wrangler. Oh, okay. Thought I had enough. That was good, though. That's pretty much what we're looking for. We're just out muscling and pushing around smaller creatures with our bigger creatures, trying to make smart trades, and then just getting that extra little bit of reach from Heartfire and Living Twister. It's fun. It's fun. It's a nice kind of combat mathy deck. Okay, weird. Yeah, we have our land Colortron. Manatron assembled. Can't cast Twister, ironically. Nope, still can't. That's right, we can wrangle. We can greet some stuff. It's alright. Yeah, hold up our instance, getting for the damage. Next turn we can Turret Ogre, which will pump the Wrangler. We won't get the 2 damage off the Ogre. Oh yeah, that can die. Die immediately. Nope, Force no good. And alright. So Living Twister. Again, also doesn't trigger Wrangler, but now we have a lot more options. And a little extra ammo, a little more reach on board already. The opponent's going for the spells deck. Silverwing's fine. Never impressed by it. I mean, they got to peek at her Pyrohelix, Yippity Skippity. 4 mana for a 2/3 flyer. Pretty underwhelming. We are let's attack with just the Twister. And he can see the Helix, so it's a good chance he just lets it go through, which is fine, honestly. Because we would rather use our mana to cast a Turret Ogre. Okay, perfect. And looks good to me. Alright, we got a nicely developed board. We can pressure the opponent. They are digging. For what, I'm not sure. We'll get a little blocker out of that, though. But, yeah, that's pretty underwhelming. Ooh. So I would prefer to Crocodile. So instead of waiting, we'll just be aggressive. Alright, we get the same deal, basically. Now we can slam the Crocodile, Wrangler gets pumped. Now, next turn, we're going to have a very strong Alpha Strike, even if opponent puts down a larger blocker. Especially with Heartfire, they're at a virtual 8. Pretty much. Okay. Well, it's the second Sark Kingdom Master list we've seen this draft. Dragony boy. Let's draw a card. Sure. And okay, Arcbow. Let's get rid of Sarkin, and then that's going to shut down the ability. The dragon won't ping all of our people for one. So now dragon can trade for any of the 3 larger creatures, which is fine. Alright, like the crocodile, but then also the twister was able to attack too, but the silver one couldn't trade off with like the rainbow or the ogre. Yeah, Heartfire in hand. So minus a counterspell, which honestly in this, I think in War of the Spark there's only like Crushed Descent and like the Planeswalker creature counter. Oh, alright, well, opponent tapped out, so it's a moot point anyway. We're gonna Heartfire him in the face, and I think this is the third match we've finished by just Heartfiring. Gotta say, some MVP reach. And, yeah, doing it. It's a weird little deck. I hadn't played this style deck at all. Yeah, at all in this set yet, so it's nice that they rotate through. They bring back some, the same sets and standard. I wish they'd had more options available more readily all the time, but if wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets. That might come out in post. Pretty typical starting hand for us. Not a lot of early action, not even any Joe's Greetings 2s or 3s. But we will get a Stinger down. And that can stop some little dinky creatures. And if we want, we can pump up the Stinger. Still have 2 mana left open for Heartfire. Yuck. That was such a good card. Okay. Okay, so if we Grazer, we get to put down an extra land. And then we can New Horizons to hit the remaining open land. And then Heartfire the Prowler? Sounds good. Oh, except for the land comes into play tapped. That's less good. Well, so now we can Horizons Stinger. I really don't want him to have access to that extra mana, though. Bleh, punt. Well, I guess we can still just kill the Prowler 2 for 1 ourselves. Kill the Prowler with Grazer. That's super ineffective. That was not what we intended. Because I was thinking if we had the extra counter on Stinger, we could attack in and get some aggressive damage, but now I don't really want to trade the Stinger, even if I do get, both creatures. Yuck again. Alright, opponent's got some good cards. Alright, Living Twister. That could be helpful for getting rid of a Vraska. Let's pump up the Stinger. I really hate him to take damage from those Death Touchers because they just pump up. So they'll probably trade off, but I think I'm send the Stinger at Vraska. Makes it so we don't have to take an extra hit and then watch it grow. Though then again, all I had to do was tick down, and we got like a card and a third for a third. We've made some very inefficient trades in this game. I don't think. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, I think I got a little ahead of myself. Got a little into my own head. We Made some pretty inefficient trades, and now we're kind of in a pickle. Because that Death Toucher is going to grow. And if he's got any sort of proliferate, then Vraska can potentially go off again, or at least stick around, proliferate twice, get some more value. Let's hold on to this Plains. Can use it to fling via Living Twister. So, can either kill... kind of want to see what else he does. We can kill that Death Toucher now, save ourselves a point of damage. Pretty sure I don't mind trading the Ogre for the Crocodile. Or we can wait if he makes another move, take out Vraska. I guess we can take one hit. We can still kill the Death Toucher with Living Twister. At the end of turn, just taking extra damage.
I'm good at killing, but I don't always enjoy it.
Alright, I guess let's go ahead. Another Silver Wing. Let's go ahead and take out the 2-2 Death Toucher. Yeah, we could have saved ourselves a point of damage. Just wasn't sure if I want to take out the Vraska immediately or not. Like, if it looked like they were going to proliferate, then probably would have, because kind of half a dozen in one. But as long as Vraska's just hanging out, he doesn't have any other Death Touchers. At the moment, Vraska's not really doing anything. Alright, well. Got ourselves some more ammo. We can do 2 activations. Let me land on the bottom that we know of. Let's just pass the turn if we need to. Like, we'll kill that Vraska. And then if we absolutely need to, we can take out, like, the token before it gets bigger, or... Yeah. That is a nice card. That's a good one. Oh, here we go. Cheeky little bastard. Let's just do the full Monty then. Let's take out Token and Vraska. It's kind of eating up some mana, but to be honest, we kind of have mana to spare. I did it again! I guess we'll fling a forest. It's not that big a deal, so long as we still have New Horizons propping up the mana base. Keep forgetting to tap that extra mountain if we're gonna pick it up there. So we're asking down. We chew up a lot of our land, but put the board a little clearer, a little more stable. Now I'm not sure. We're looking for our Arlen, I guess. So our last big bomb. Oh no. Alright, well, opponent grabs Vraska and just put the counter on myself. Worthless little thing. Grabbed Vraska for some extra death touching value and the hexproof crocodile for some extra face beating value, and we're flooding. So we're gonna take 7. We're gonna go 6. And I don't even know if we draw even our Arlen. It kind of stabilizes, and it's the inside. Oh, and Knob Nicholas. Cool. Probably just draws a couple off his own. Yeah. That's the smart way. It's the right way to use Ob Nicholas. You're super far ahead anyway, and now we're just taking damage from drawing. We draw our Arlen. Arlen stabilizes the board, but to what end? To what end? So we're gonna take 2 in there. Chop off the croc if we need to. It's got tons on the board.
See an assassin coming for you. That That's a bad
Actually, we're gonna be at 3. Opponent can, yep, do the Obnixilis. It's the only time it's acceptable for Obnixilis to kill one of your creatures. Because there's 2 damage, and then we draw for turn, and we're dead.
Knowledge is not.
Alright,
I am
fair
your
enough. I feel like we didn't use our resources great in that game. I think we made quite a few punts, didn't quite trade the way we were supposed to. Magic's hard. What are you gonna do? It's a hard game. It's a lot of fun to play, though. Alright. Trade one of those forests for a Crown Triangler, but this is a very acceptable starting hand. Ooh. But that doesn't like to get parahelixed. We'll wait though. We'll bide our time. See if we can't get some extra value. Let's see. We could put down Grazer. Or we could just put down our own beater. It feels better. See if they put down anything that can block it. And then if we pull another land, we'll probably throw a Grazer down then. Because then we get down both lanes. Not that it really matters, because it's just like the first couple turns and you have 4 or 5 lands in your hand. Grazer's just like not that good. Really? Really? I don't believe you. You may have 1 point of life. That just screams battle trick. First strike, battle trick, take out the wolf. Okay. Yeah. How about we pick the right forest? Yep. But how about Arlen's wolf with a little counter on it? Give me a little punchy punch in the face. Yeah? Alright. But it's got something going on. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Maybe it's a counter. Maybe he wants to counter our Boreal Grazer. Why not? Counter it if you dare. No, no counter. Alright, stick our last land down. And we don't have a commanding lead, but we definitely have a lot of mana and a currently unblockable creature. I think this is the 4th? It's at least the 3rd, if not the 4th, red-blue spells deck that we've seen today. Nice. Dismissal is a very good card. Get some tempo on us. Unfortunately for opponent, we have enough mana to 2, 4, 6, 7, do almost everything. We could put down 2 creatures, or we could hold up. I feel since they had that trick held up before, that they have a trick. And if they have a trick, I would like to yank a 1/1 out from underneath them, and possibly both of them, with our Pyrohelix. There we go. Yeah, just like that. That is what I would like to do. Alright, fizzle their spell. That was a beautiful 2.5 for 1, or I guess really a 2 for 1 since we killed a token, they got a token. But we fizzled a spell and took a creature down. And not the most impressive board, but got a pretty good handle here. Okay. Alright, well, Magicor's going to add to that zombie, and we'll just blow the zombie's head off. More. Yeah, let's go and blow the zombie's head off. More just because the scry would be nice. Okay, yep, troll's good. Yeah, so maybe we shouldn't have, but that's fine. Okay, see if they want to trade a Death Toucher for their big bad Manticore. Nope. Excellent. the troll down. The way the troll has been lining up against Manticores and other 4/4s today has been oh so very satisfying. Okay, Sahili is a very good card. Okay. Transmute our troll. Nah, he's just a little tiny guy. He's a little 1/1. Aw, man. And we just drew a land. Alright, well, troll effectively down. We can use it for, you know, things like heart fires or whatever. Yeah. Okay, same play. Opponent doesn't want to trade. We take 2 off their face. And now we're top decking. Need something to deal with that Manticore, or a way to make the wolf really big, or... That's about it. We don't have any way to bounce or deal with the Kismina's transmutation, so... Troll's pretty much done, except for fodder. Alright, well, easy peasy. Hey deck, give me a way to deal with Manticore. Oh, thank you deck. We don't get any good proliferate, but we will be able to swing in with the wolf. I'm going to hold deck the stinger though, because I feel like opponent probably has some instant speed, some cantrip, something. They can make another 1/1 servo and double block the stinger, which means, you know, 2 less servos, but currently I have no other way to attack and put pressure, so let's just swing with the wolf. If he has something to make the servo like a 3/3 or 3/1, then they could block the wolf. Nope, okay. And as it stands now, they're on a 2-turn clock from the wolf alone. Alright, so they're cycling, getting a servo token, taking out a shumper, I guess. That's fine. Okay, and that's big enough to block a wolf. And that is flying zombie army token, as they do. Which we can block with the grazer for the moment. So now if we attack with the wolf, the only thing that can block is the Eternal. We're flooding, and I don't feel like trading, so let's see. Okay, opponent gets to reload 2 cards. Zombie token's big enough to kill the grazer. Looks like they drew at least 1 land. Okay. Yep, we have plenty of life to give. You, sir, may have 3 points of damage. Oh, well, I mean, that's a good card. So, let's just play that. And probably... Oh, hey, no counters. No, don't do it. Don't do it. What if they have Crushed Descent? What if we have Crushed Descent and we have 2 mana up just randomly? Because it's not like we played around. Yeah, I think we're good to trade the wolf now. Because then that brings the zombie token army back down to Earth. We can't hit Arlen. We just trade, you know, with the stinger or the wolf if we wanted. Okay, so that's fine. I mean, understandably, they don't want to go to 3 life. Alright. Opponent is setting up a go wide attack on Arlen. Okay. Which seems pretty suicide-y, which means it probably isn't. So there's going to be some battle tricks going on, but we don't really care. Okay. I feel like they could have used that earlier. I guess they really wanted to kill it. Okay. So we lose everything. Arlen takes a punch in the face. Uh-oh. Did we just win 2? So yeah, took down Arlen. I don't think we don't have enough mana to win outright this turn, but we can fling a land with Living Twister at their face at the end of their turn and then pick up and then pick up a land, and then fling 2 more lands, pick up another land if we need to our next turn, and fling 2 more lands for a total 6 damage at the beginning of our next turn. That seems like a good option to me. So if they don't kill Living Twister, we will win. Man, that reach. I'm glad that we picked up Living Twister. We probably should have picked up that second Living Twister, honestly. I don't remember what we picked up instead. I think, actually, yeah, it was the Pollen Bright Druid, the little tiny guy. Yeah, I probably should have picked up the second Twister. I don't know. It's hard when you haven't played with a card before. Okay, so opponent has no cards in hand, so why? They realize they're dead, maybe? I'm thinking they realize they're dead. I think. That attack makes no sense if not, but... Okay, so fling planes at their face. Then pick up a, doesn't really matter, pick up a mountain, pick up, hello? Oh, yeah, so pick up a mountain. And I guess we could have flung it right then. Doesn't matter, never mind. Heartfire for the win. Alright, Heartfire finishing off 4 of our wins for us. I mean, that Living Twister. Alright, nice. Whew, wow, I didn't know what to expect out of this deck, to tell you the truth, but I don't know if I really expected to go full 7. It seems really wonky. We also didn't run into a lot of bombs. Oh, that was only 6, that's why. Haha! Psych! Forgot we lost the one before that. Alright, so now we still don't know if it's going to go full 7, but it is a, it's still a weird little deck. I don't even know. Looks good. Yep. Gonna get my crouch wrangling on. Y'all here for the crouch wrangling? I'm saying crouch. Everybody calm down. Yeah, let's see if we draw a different color mana. Nope. Okay. Okay. Well, if nothing else, we can get the Nurture down next turn. I don't think we want to offer a trade. Okay, putting that on yourself, yep, okay. Nope, no, definitely don't want to trade me. Well, okay, so Nurture down, goes down. We'll have 5 mana for the Troll next turn, start growing the Wrangler. Or I guess if we really want to, we can strike something. We put down our own Nurture. I don't think it's worth using the strike yet. I'm not really sure what their counter situation is, so let's get the Troll down. Go to the Wrangler. Now the Troll can start taxing them. Just swinging in, asking for a creature 6 life every turn. Troll's good. Troll is good. Thinking about something. Alright, thinking about another Light Shield. Put the counter on Nurture. Probably has some other proliferate triggers lined up. But unfortunately for them, I think that's good enough for us to say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Got any parting mana you would like to spend? Nope. Okay. Yep, so Proliferate Wrangler. Now... Now they can only block 1 of either. So they probably give up... Yeah, 2/2, Proliferate on there. The Light Shield that has the counter on it. still have a Jai's Greeting held up. So, however this works out, probably not in the attacking mood. Ooh, well, Evolution Sages can catch Jai's Greetings in the face immediately. Ooh, alright. Yeah, we'll keep you. I forgot to tap down our only blocker, but yeah, I don't think opponent's in the mood. So let's grow the Wrangler. Yeah, let's grow the Wrangler. Take 2 off the top. Now we can attack with both again. Just keep that pressure going. I mean, the troll makes it so hard to trade off lesser creatures by group blocking. So they either have to take it in the face or take it in the other face. Okay. So I don't think they have a trick here. Yeah. Decided not to chump the 0-3 just yet. And we're looking pretty good aggro style here. Okay, opponent puts down some blockers. We draw our other greeting. Hello, greeting. Let's see if they like this greeting. So this matches up. Most all the creatures are going to trade. Either trade or survive. And okay, that's bad math. They're going to die if they do that. Oh, alright, they switch it around. And no problem. We take out their biggest blocker. We also take out everything that is 0-3. We still have all of the damage. Alright, opponent's got a Stinger. Hey! Alright, so Living Twister. Use Nurture. And then we can use the Guild Globe to fling a land. Yeah, let's pick up Forest and use the Guild Globe for the red mana and fling it to kill the Stinger, and then just swing it again. We have to chump out the Troll and go to 1, and that's ballgame. Because after that, we'll still have a bunch of creatures. There he goes. Yeah, that was nice and clean. It was a nice clean finish. Got to see all the players, the Troll. I guess we didn't see Heartfire in that match. And that was probably our MVP card, to be honest.
I look forward to seeing
So yeah, alright, a clean, or excuse me, not a clean 7 wins, this is 7-2. But definitely a clean last win, and 7 wins overall with a very interesting deck. I don't know if Living Twister is, still don't know if Living Twister is really that good. It's very demanding for their mana base, and it takes some setup, but the reach is real. And if you happen to have it in a sort of mid-aggro style that we had, it finishes the job off. That, along with Heartfire, is doing some work for us. But thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like below. If you want to watch either any more of our videos, you can click either here or here. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. My name's Aaron, this has been ChannelTop, and we'll see you in the future.